Some of these developed countries, they just want to get rid of their waste, when actually they should have the infrastructure and finances to treat their own waste. Hello, my name is Mageswari Sangaralingam. I'm a research officer with the Consumers Association of Penang, and I'm also with Sahabat Alam Malaysia, Friends of the Earth Malaysia. What they are doing is they are exporting the waste as raw materials to the recipient countries. So in terms of the waste, it can be in the form of plastic waste, some hazardous waste like fire waste, textile waste. So there's many types of waste which is being traded right now. Mostly it is coming from the developed countries, and it is being sent to the developing countries in Southeast Asia. Malaysia is the top recipient of plastic waste. Previously it was China was the top recipient of the global plastic waste. It depends on the waste. Yep. If it's plastic waste, there are so many types of plastics. Yeah, if you know, there is the PET bottles, the polypropylene, HDPE. This has to be sorted actually. So when it is sent to the countries that are importing the waste, it should be going to a plastic recycling plant. But what we had found, like in 2018, 2019, most of the waste that were being sent were mixed or contaminated waste. So what happens? These things cannot be recycled. Yeah? Even if it goes into the recycling plant, it has to be washed. So when you wash it, it contaminates and pollutes our water system. There's also the low value waste like the sachets and all that. It can also be sent as waste. These cannot be recycled. So what we saw in Malaysia and also like in Indonesia, Thailand, these wastes were being dumped in open landfills, open dumps, which could be close to waterways, and this get leaked out into the environment. And some of these companies, they intentionally burn those residual waste, mostly in remote areas, so that they don't get caught. Yeah, some of them are also storing those waste near their factory plant site, and finally they will also send it out to the dump sites. So these are all illegal activities. Some of them don't know. We don't know what is coming into our countries. Yeah, we may not have enough facilities to, process everything that is coming in. Yeah, and we're not sure about the quality of the waste. This is like talk about millions of tons of waste which is being traded worldwide. Those waste will be in containers. Unless you check each container, you will not know what you're getting. Yeah? And in Malaysia, for instance, some of our scanners, the container scanners, were out of order. So it could have come in through that. There's also smuggling activities happening. So there is a report on this by the Interpol. It's actually like a mafia. So the waste mafia, because Thailand was pushing back, Malaysia was also sending back some contaminated waste back to the countries that exported it. What happened is now they are sending the waste to Laos and Myanmar. Yeah, it could be different routes that they are following. So these are the illegal routes and also illegal dumping, which continues to happen. And we had also seen a lot of waste now being sent to African countries and to Latin America, mostly from the global north to the global south. Basel Convention is this convention in terms of to control transboundary movement of hazardous waste and their disposals. So, and in 2019, this plastic waste amendments was proposed. Under the plastic waste amendments, one of the requirements is prior informed consent. So if the exporting country wants to send mixed and contaminated waste to the importing countries, then you would need to get the consent from the countries. So what we are calling for in the Plastics Treaty is to fill the gaps of the Basel Convention. And what is most important is for us to reduce the production of plastics. Yes, so under the Basel Convention, there is in terms of prevention, but those are just voluntary guidance to the countries. So with the Plastics Treaty, which is legally binding, we should have mandatory caps for production of plastics. Yeah, if you don't tackle the issue at its root cause, it is still going to happen over and over again. Start simple in terms of like single-use plastics. We know it is like some are totally unnecessary, so stop using that. Bring your own bags, bring your own things, but that is not enough. We also need to demand for the corporations to change the way they are delivering their products. So you have your refill and reuse systems. So as consumers, we also need to demand, and as consumers, we are also concerned about our health. So every part of this plastics life cycle has health impacts. So if you're concerned about your health and the environment, you need to do something, and yeah, it can start small.